My name is Paul Luna, and you're tuned into F&B Lunacy. I am here today with the host of the new podcast, Sounds Delicious, Mara Davis.
Hi.
Hello. Mara, talk to us about your new podcast, Sounds Delicious.
So I have always wanted to do a podcast about food. And I've always thought that was a weird thing because an audio version of eating is sort of like, well, I've always wanted to do a radio show about food, and I pitched it. People were like, early on, people would say to me, oh, you're not going to have enough content, which to me is like hilarious. I feel like I'm always told no, and I can never hang on to that. So I keep going. So Sounds Delicious is finally the culmination of all those years of doing little things here and there. And it is where pop culture and food intersect. And what I mean by that is that with every news story, there's always a food angle. Like, for example, the big freighter boat that was stuck in the Suez Canal. A big angle with that was that certain foods were going to be like halted because they were stuck on the boat. So prices maybe go up for certain things, or how, different, instances where food becomes into the pop culture atmosphere. And so that's what really got me fascinated with this. And I'm very excited to launch it.
Is a sexy voice required for podcast?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's it. I love that question because I get these over the years, because I've done radio for so long. And a lot of times people like to put on their headphones and they like the way their voice sounds in their own head when it's amplified through like a great microphone. But and a lot of radio hosts are just known for having a voice, and Delilah, like tucking you into bed. But with podcasts, it's totally different. I think it can help. I think the key to a good podcast or a good broadcast is more being a good conversationalist.
Do you favor a particular cuisine?
I don't. I love it all. I think a lot of times I want to go towards ethnic, because with ethnic food, it's inexpensive and you learn something about a culture. So I'm always down to try something new.
Do you cook at home?
I do, but my husband's really the better cook in the family. He's really good. But through the pandemic, we've really got out of like less food waste, as in using what we have and making things interesting, as opposed to just, and that's that weird like line. You want to support the restaurants in order to take out, but at the same time, in the beginning of the pandemic, it was like you were scared to go to the store, and so you just wanted to use everything that you had. So I think I've gotten better at that. I think I can manage. I'm a better cook now.
Is there a favorite dish that you or your husband make for yourselves as well as for friends when they come over for dinner?
He's the one that really makes the good food. So for him, I would say it's smoked meat. He's been making a lot of smoked meat, big green egg, a couple briskets have been churned out, a lot of, salmon, making smoked salmon, things like that. So I think those would be the good like party dishes. For me, I make an enchiladas dish. I think it's an old Ina Garten Weight Watchers recipe, like refined recipe. And I make that all the time. And it's, it's sort of like comfort food.
So since you're both collaborating in the kitchen, who's the dishwasher?
Me. I like it actually, Luna, Paul. I don't mind it. It's like, I don't mind doing the dishes. And I do the shopping too. I like doing the shopping because I love being at a grocery store. I love supermarket trends. I love product placement. I love an impulse buy. I love seeing what is in everybody else's cart, because I think you can learn something about somebody by seeing what's in their grocery cart. And I also think that the lady in the checkout line or band or whoever's checking me out, I feel like they're judging me based on what I'm buying.
I have to say, I love doing the dishes.
You know, when I wanted you started by asking me about the podcast, and the reason why I embarked on my own finally is because I'm so addicted to them, and it is a very like just relaxing thing to do something with your hands and then listen to something. So I'll pop in a podcast. I'll do dishes all day. It's like it can be relaxing.
Do you sing in the shower?
No,
Do you listen to podcasts
in the shower?
in the shower?
I would love to. I would love to. But do they have waterproof
Well,
AirPods?
well, lately I've been asking a lot of my guests about showering, singing in the shower, and a lot of them have been saying, I listen to this particular podcast.
Well, if these are my AirPods, and they're literally with me as much as they're with my phone. Like like they go together now. It's because I listen to so many. But I think podcasts are, for me, it's like a new golden age, you know, of radio, you know, being a radio personality my whole career. This golden age of podcasts, I freaking love it. If I could find earphones to listen to in the shower, you're damn right I'd be listening to one in there.
While on the air, did you ever experience a brain fart?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Like every day. I mean, it happens. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, that's the difference between live radio and podcast, because with live radio, you're live, you're without a net, you know, it's sort of like you probably, if you were in the kitchen and you ran out of something, you'd improvise, you'd find something else and, you know, find another ingredient. It's the same thing with doing live radio or live TV or anything like that. And in a weird way, those are my favorite moments. I think that really tests a person as an artist, whatever art you're doing, whether it be in the kitchen or on the radio or however.
What does playing with yourself mean to you?
God. Are you drunk?
No, this is a great question.
I mean, I guess it's keeping myself entertained.
And are you doing that with your current new podcast? Sounds delicious.
I think it is keeping me entertained for sure. I mean, I think that's one. And, you know, I do two podcasts. So the other one's a political podcast. So I think those are things that keep my brain engaged because I like to talk. And I hope someone will listen.